Ellen, today is the day of your wedding, right? But too bad. You'll have to cancel it now. I mean, your whole house burned down, right? And it doesn't even include the fact that I hear you suffered a massive burn. That's what you freaking get. That's your punishment.
Kira, are you not hurt? You didn't make it all the way to the wedding venue, so I was worried that you had gotten caught up in that fire or something. You had me worried sick, actually.
Huh? Who is this? I don't remember you ever being my mom, you freak. Why would you be worried about me when I've not been home in forever? You think I would just be at the house when that fire started and burnt the place down? It's not even like I've been coming home recently anyway. I can't believe you made it this far in life thinking like such a brain-dead idiot.
I'm not trying to act like your mother. I'm trying to tell you that the house was on fire and burnt down. Well, I thought that you were there. So of course I'd be worried about you. It had been so long since you last came home, so I thought this was terrible luck for you to come home when that happened. I mean, of all the times to come back to your father and I
have not been coming back to you. I would never ever go back to a house that you're living in, even if it is used to be my papa's.
But recently, more and more things from inside your room had been disappearing. Just recently, there was a photo of the family in the house that was smashed on the ground, and I assume that was all you're doing.
I don't know anything about that. Now, stop trying to assume that was me going in and out of the house when you have no evidence. Are you trying to paint me as a robber or something? Oh, whatever, because right now I'm feeling really good, and I'm willing to forgive you for saying that. On the day of your wedding, your whole house burned down, and you ended up having your face badly burnt, right? That means your wedding with my papa is going to be impossible to have now, right?
But I'm at the wedding venue right now, getting ready.
What? Then who was in that house?
Ellen, I just got out of the police station. I had to be asked a whole lot of things, and that's left me completely exhausted now.
Having to spend the whole day with the police must have been tough. I'm glad to hear that you're out of there now, though. I made sure to get dinner ready for you, so please, come home safe and sound. By the way, were any of you able to figure something out about what happened?
Well, since the house started to burn pretty quickly, the police made it there before things got way too out of hand for us. Our wedding had to end up getting canceled because of it, and there seems to have been quite a few victims who were involved in the fire itself. Honestly, what should have been the best day ever for us turned into the worst day ever.
Who all ended up being involved in that fire? Now that I think about it, earlier when talking with Kira, she was saying that I had burned a large portion of my face in the fire. But that's not possible because I'm right here and completely fine.
Perhaps she mistook whoever was involved in the fire for you? And I plan to go and see that person right now to check and see if they're okay. They ended up being badly burned in the fire involving our house, so I have to hear their side of the story and see what we can do for them.
Be careful then. That fire happened on our property, and that person might hold something against us now for what happened to them.
Don't worry about me. I'm heading over there with the police, so they'll be able to control the situation if it gets out of hand. By the way, when it comes to Kira, I know you just mentioned that she was talking to you earlier about the fire. However, from what the police told me, they think she was the cause of that fire. In other words, if proven guilty, she'll go to prison for arson.
What? They think Kira did that?
A camera that was just behind our house got a good view of someone who appears to be Kira going into our yard. After that video was looked into, we took a look at her credit card history and found that she went to a hardware store recently. And after asking for their footage of the front counter, we had video showing her buying a lighter and some lighter fluid. And in the yard, the firefighters found the exact same shoes she was wearing when she went to that hardware store.
No way. Then that means she's practically the one who did this to us.
That's what both the police and I are thinking. I don't ever remember raising a daughter that thought they could get away with burning down a whole entire house. I'm in shock right now and don't know how to process some of this. I get that her mother was a cheating woman who did everything she could to hide her unfaithfulness from me, but I never thought that her daughter would have the same dirty blood running through her veins.
David,
Was I the only one that wanted to think of her as a daughter? I get that I've been through a lot with her, but that house was the one place where all of her memories of family lied. If she was willing to burn that whole place down, then that means she never really cared about me being her father any.
David, I really do not ever want to see your sad, heartbroken face ever again, okay? I've seen it so much in the past that I've grown tired of it and want to make sure you never have to go through those same heartbreaking moments again. And that is why anyone who causes this sort of pain to you, I will not forgive. I'm sorry, David. I understand that in your eyes, Kira has always been this angel you've been blessed with. But in mine, she's nothing more than a complete stranger. I know what I said is very cold of me, but from what she told me, she was trying to burn me badly, like she's done to that person who's in the hospital now. Actually, I think she wanted something far worse for me. She was trying to kill me in that house fire. I'm sorry, but I don't have it in me to forgive such an awful person as her anymore.
You don't have to be sorry for what you've said, Ellen. I'm starting to think that child is really the Antichrist and that we need to put an end to her reign of terror.
The Antichrist? Well, that's another way to define her.
Actually...
Hey, you old hag. I have no idea why I'm being informed that someone filed a criminal complaint about me. Sure, I may not be your true daughter, but what do you think you're doing labeling my family as a criminal? I guess I should have known that a woman who could trick my dad has to have one hell of an ugly attitude.
Kira, I have not been trying to trick anyone, and the only reason your dad ever wanted to divorce your mom was because she had cheated on him for a long time. You are a young adult now, and I'm pretty sure your dad told you all about that stuff to make sure you would stop being upset with me.
My dad has been brainwashed by you and will say whatever words you put into his mouth. And not only did you brainwash him, but you've used him to get that divorce from my mom and have her kicked out of my life. The fact that you both talk about my mom in such a mean way is heartless of the both of you. You both are like monsters.
If you really want to hold all of that against me, then please do. But you burning down that house, you're going to have to pay for that one, Kira. Like I was saying, you are an adult now, and as an adult, that means you'll have to take responsibility for what you've done.
That house was my own house, so what's wrong with me doing what I want with my property? And wait, why the hell did you not end up getting charred in that fire? I was hoping that you'd burn up in the hottest parts of that house, so not even your bones would be left.
You don't feel guilty for what you've done at all then, do you?
Huh? People are only supposed to feel guilty when they've done something bad, right? I was just trying to get rid of some invasive and harmful insect that was in my house, so I was doing nothing wrong there.
I see. To you, all I am is this invasive animal that's ruined your family. Thank goodness we both feel the same exact way about one another then.
What?
I happen to think of you as a harmful and invasive insect myself. And considering that you're so harmful to others that you thought it'd be acceptable to burn our house down, I think it's time you get exterminated. Unfortunately, David is too nice of a man to handle you directly, so I'll be the one taking you to court instead, so that you may be locked away in prison forever. I happen to actually love your father, and I am willing to protect him with all my might, unlike your mother and you. I'm going to grind you to a pulp, so be ready for that, Kira.
I have no idea what's going on here. Does this mean that all you old hags that ended up marrying late don't know how to speak proper English or something? Because I seriously have no clue what you're going on about. Sending all these strange documents to my place isn't going to work. Most of them I've thrown right into the fireplace, so just give it up already. Half of these letters from you are just empty threats, trying to get me to go into submission out of fear that you might actually do something to me.
Don't tell me that all of those documents and letters from my lawyer you've been burning without even reading.
Oops. Well, I wasn't going to read any of those anyway, so who knows what they all were about or who they were from. And from now on, any more boring documents you guys send me, I'm going right into the trash can. Don't you know that you're killing a lot of trees by wasting all of this paper on me? I happen to actually like the environment. So how about instead of sending me anything else, you just give up and save the rest of the trees?
I'm not sure you're understanding the severity of the situation, but some of those documents that you were sent, you really needed to read. But no worries. We knew, considering the person that you are, that you'd throw them all out or burn them all anyway. So that's why we came up with a plan B.
What? is all of this? Why are there a bunch of papers from you arriving at my workplace? I was called into my boss's office over all these papers, and now there are rumors spreading about me all around the office. They're all calling me a criminal now, and that's all because of you.
I just wanted to let the company know that it's not good for their public image if they continue to allow an arsonist to work for them. Also, had you not gone and burned all of those documents we were sending to your place, then we wouldn't have had to start sending them to your workplace too. It's all your fault that we've had to use up more paper than was needed. That makes you less friendly towards the environment than you were trying to make yourself seem.
All of this unnecessary crap isn't going to work for you. Also, considering that a place was my home and this is a family problem, there is no reason for people like the police to be getting involved. The police cannot get involved in private affairs like ours. Don't you get that?
For some reason, I think you're a bit confused about a lot of this. You left the house when I moved into it, and the name on the place is David's. In other words, when it comes to the legal documents regarding the place, it is David's and not yours at all. Which means you burning down the whole place was a crime. Also, since you were the one that committed such arson, you are also responsible for the people you hurt. Therefore, you have more to pay for than just that house. So please, come forward, and don't make things far worse for yourself.
You think I can come forward now? Because of you, I'm being told that I might have to leave work unpaid for a while. I only just got out of college, and yet now I might end up losing my first job because of you. You better give me some money for the damages you've caused to me.
In my case and David's, we no longer have a house because of you. And that wasn't all that was lost in the fire. I hope you didn't think the only thing you'd be losing after that was your job and some money, because that would be very ignorant of you, Kira.
Huh? What the hell do you mean by that?
What I'm saying is, it's going to take a lot more from you before you can be forgiven for the crimes you have committed. Unfortunately, I think that's going to require you to rot in hell for some time. But I think I'm really going to enjoy hearing your screams, so lucky me.
Dad, help me! That bitch of an old hag has just cost me my job! Listen to me, Dad! Everything that old hag is saying about me is just her delusions. She's crazy! Dad, you need to open your eyes and run away from her.
The only one that needs to open their eyes here is you, Kira.
What?
I can sort of understand why you chose to make Ellen your enemy after your mom had to go and I decided that I wanted to get married to her next. But the reason your mom had to go was because she cheated on me. So you need to cut that crap of trying to twist the truth all the time so that you have a reason to blame Ellen and make her seem like the villain. Just accept the truth already, please.
So she's still lying to you. I'm your daughter, Dad.
It's because you're my daughter that I had to do the hardest thing ever, and that was showing you the evidence that your mom had been cheating on me.
Things like evidence can be easily faked in this day and age. If anything, the woman in that picture you said was Mom at a hotel could have been anyone that you photoshopped Mom's face onto.
Would you shut the hell up already? I don't care what you think or what you say. What's really drawn the line for me is the fact that you burned down our house.
I did that in order to open your eyes to the truth, Dad. You can call me the bad guy all you want, but what I did was the correct thing to do. I'm sure you can't see that because you're still brainwashed by that bitch, but I'm telling you that I did the right thing. When you finally manage to open your eyes back up, you'll see that too. And then you'll thank me for all my hard work. I've already been giving this all I've got, but burning down the house the old hag took from us and trying to kill her as well in it. I want to know how she didn't get burnt in that fire. I made sure that she was in there before I went and lit the fire.
Wait a second, so you lit that fire knowing damn well there was already a person inside the house?
Well, of course, Dad. I was using the house as a way to get that old bitch killed.
Unbelievable. You're just a murderer then. I can't believe the girl that I put all my sweat and tears into raising would do such a thing.
Because you raised me with all your heart, Dad. I'm making sure that our family remains pure and free of any outsiders, okay? Don't worry about a thing. I'll make sure to get everything back to the way it was with Mom around. I'll make sure that we can go back to the past, where it was you, Mom, and me, all living together as one happy family. Okay?
That's impossible now. Kira, I have definitive evidence pointing to your mom cheating on me from years of her doing that behind our backs.
come on. You're going to continue talking about all of that now? What kind of fabrication do you have to show me this time? I'll prove to you that all that evidence is all lies.
Blood.
What?
I'm talking about our blood relation to one another. You and me, we're not even related by blood.
What? Huh? What do you mean by that? No, come on, Dad. Why would you be saying jokes like that to me now? That wasn't even funny at all.
I wish something like this was a joke. Kira, at the beginning of all this, I never wanted to doubt your mom and suspect her of having been with another man. But there was something that changed my mind about you guys, and that was the way you spoke.
The way I spoke? I don't remember saying anything that would have caused you to think that Mom was cheating.
No, I don't mean that you said anything strange to me. Just the way you acted was different from what I expected from my daughter. And after having a talk with your mom about your blood type...
What are you talking about, Dad?
When you were in elementary school, you went and had your blood drawn. And when you came home that day, you told me that your blood type was A. But when I spoke with your mom about you, she told me your blood type was B.
And so what? Who really cares about a child mistaking their blood type when they're that young and don't even know what it means? And I'm sure there are plenty of people who have their blood type change.
Kira, I have a blood type of O, and your mom has a blood type of B. There should be no way for her and I to have had a child with a blood type of A.
What?
Of course, the first time you said that, I just assumed that you'd made a mistake and that your mom was right about you having B. But for some reason, you just continued going on about how you were a blood type A and wouldn't listen to me. So when I started to think about the possibility, I went and had a DNA test done. And the results from that test? Genetically, I was not your dad.
No way. That would make me the child of a man besides you then, right? Does that mean Mom was with another man before she had me?
That's right. But when I finally figured out the truth, you were still very, very young. Sure, you may not be my child by blood, but I still viewed you as my daughter and wanted to raise you as my own. That's why I made sure not to talk with your mom about her cheating on me until you were older and I could trust it was time for a divorce. I didn't want you to end up in a situation of having divorced parents at a young age, Kira. So I chose the path of taking care of you like my daughter rather than tearing the family apart right in front of you. And years later, when I finally did decide to divorce your mom, I made sure not to say anything about the blood type evidence I had gathered. I didn't want to break your heart then.
No way. That's what was happening? Why would you tell me that at a time like this? This should have been something you kept secret to your grave.
Because I no longer see you as my daughter anymore.
What?
I should have known that you would end up just like the monster I had divorced before, your mom. I mean, you have her blood flowing through you after all. When you told me that you burned down my house willingly, I knew that you were not my daughter anymore. Also, you just told me you did it thinking that Ellen was inside the house. You just confessed to the fact that you were attempting to murder her, Kira. I'm repulsed by you. I don't ever want to be around you again. I'm going to cut all ties I have to you, and from here on out you can forget me ever giving you any more of my support. Get the hell out of my life, please.
Why would you say something so heartless to me, Dad? I burnt your house down to save you, Dad. Can't you see that? Had I just made sure to have killed her in that fire, then none of this would ever be happening to me now. I have to make that bitch disappear.
Even after all of this, you're still going on about how you have to kill her?
Don't get in my way, Dad. I just lost my job because of that old hag, and that's going to leave me with no money, and I'll be screwed. This is the only thing I have left that I can do to save my skin. I can make sure that my mom gives me whatever support I need later on. But until I go back and talk with her, I have to kill Ellen. And the fact that you just told me you want to cut ties to your own daughter, That means the brainwashing is really taking a hold of you. So I have to hurry up and act fast.
Kira, that's tough to listen to. You thinking that you can go back to your mom and get something from her? There's no chance you're ever going to see her again.
What? Why's that? Mom has always made sure to pay the child support. And just recently she was sending me some money as an allowance. Don't tell me that, bitch! Did she start talking to Mom as well? And it started brainwashing her too?
Ellen has nothing to do with this. Kira, you've really never been very good at understanding the severity of some situations. In that fire you started where you saw a woman with her face burnt, that woman was your mom.
What? That was Mom? There's no way that was Mom. Why the hell would Mom be in your house of all places at that time?
Actually, your mom has recently been coming into the house without telling anyone. She was coming in to steal our things.
You're calling Mom a thief now?
That's what she is. And all of the things she would steal from our place was your things from your bedroom. At first we had thought that you were the one coming home and taking all of those things from your room at night. But when I found your mom in the hospital after the fire, I was in shock.
Mom's in the hospital? That's not good, Dad. I have to go and see her right now.
I just said that you won't be seeing your mom anymore. Your mom is mentally unwell right now, and that's why she's having to be kept at the hospital.
What?
Back when I went there to see who had been injured in the house fire, I saw her in that bed and was still able to talk with her. We were able to talk things over with one another about what happened, but she was in serious shock due to her burns and from what she had heard from you. When she was in the house stealing more of your things and pictures, she could hear your voice outside screaming something before you lit the place up. It's all your fault that my life is in ruins. Now burn in hell for it, you old bitch! That's what your mom heard before the first floor of the house was engulfed in flames. I can see now why after some time of talking with her, she wasn't able to communicate anymore. The shock of what she's been through has taken hold of her mental well-being.
No, wait! What I said then wasn't meant for Mom. I love Mom so much and would never. That was not meant for Mom to hear.
Do you think that you can get away with saying things like that, even if it's not meant for your mom? You were saying that with the intent of alerting Ellen before killing her in that fire. You're the devil. All you seem to bring to others is pain and suffering when you're around.
You have it all wrong, Dad. I was just trying to protect our family from the old hag. I have to go and tell Mom that I wasn't talking about her. Let me go and see her, Dad, okay? Dad, please, let me go to see her. Dad? Dad! Please, get the police off my tail right now. I promise that as long as you get them off me, I'll pay you whatever you want. I'll listen to whatever you have to say to me, and I'll promise that I'll no longer rely on you guys for money. Please, Ellen, I don't want to be taken away to prison.
If it isn't Kira. So now you're deciding to get in touch with me again? I heard the whole story about what you were wanting to do from David. You weren't just trying to burn down the house, but you were trying to kill me too. That means you were attempting to murder me through arson. I don't really want to talk to someone that wants to kill me anymore.
I'm not able to get in touch with my dad anymore, so you're the only person I can talk to now. I promise to not get in the way of your marriage anymore, and will disappear. If I'm taken away by the police and have to go to prison for this, then I will never be able to find any work when I get out. So please, don't ruin my life like that.
Everything always has to be about you. Did you know that I was really trying to understand why you didn't want me marrying your dad? And that I was totally okay with you hating me for very strange reasons? But what I came to learn is that the reasons why you hated me and didn't want me to be a part of the family was because you were warping your own reality. To the point that you made me into this villain that you had to kill in order to save a family that didn't even exist anymore. I started to feel there was no way I could play nice with you anymore, and after what you done to my home, I knew I had to put you in your place. Through putting you in some debt, of course.
What? In some debt?
All of those documents you had burned up? Some of the things in there were referring to the settlements you now owe for destroying the house. Did you not see any of those papers either? You just went and torched a house that was worth millions on the market, as well as ruined a lot of the plant life on the land. That right there is going to cost you a fortune to pay off, and why you would be living in debt for the rest of your life, I'm pretty sure. You'll also have to pay your mom for the injuries you caused her head and back, so I hope you're ready to have to pay off close to $100 million in settlements. And don't think you can try to figure out another deal, because all of those numbers went through a judge and are legally bound now.
No way. I have to pay off $100 million? There's absolutely no way I can pay all of that off in my lifetime.
It doesn't matter if you can or can't. Really, we don't even expect you to be able to. We just want to make sure that you never have a chance of living a free life ever again. And putting you in an inescapable debt is one way of doing that. What you burned down wasn't just a house, but a place filled with memories that David cherished with his life. You're going to have to pay with your life for that, in other words. But don't worry, you'll still be getting fed and housed after this. The prison system may be a hellish place for many to have to live, but at least it beats having to die out in the cold streets. Although you may start to beg for your life to end while you're in there.
Ellen, I know it's been a month now, but Kira is finally being sent to the state penitentiary. She will be there for the next 15 years, and there's no bail for her either, so I don't think she's getting out before then.
So things are really finished with her then?
I guess this means that I never really had any family back then after all. Even the girl that I thought I could have as my daughter was a monster and tried to have the love of my life killed. I feel like I've wasted so much of my life away raising her. What a terrible father I am. I don't think there's any man on this planet that can call himself a father after watching the person they raised go to prison.
David, I completely understand why you're feeling very upset right now, but I want you to only look forward. You're still a dad after all.
Yeah, I guess in some ways I am. Even if she was never truly my daughter, I was still her dad and should be acting as such.
What? That's not what I meant by that, David. I'm sorry, I may have phrased that really poorly.
Then what did you mean to say?
This is going to seem like it's coming out of the blue, but I'm pregnant, David.
What?
And of course, this is your kid. If you can't trust me on that, then please, by all means, get a DNA test done.
I would never not trust you. You've never lied to me before, because you are too pure of a person for that.
So you're really going to believe me then? Thank you so much. I know it's not the most flattering thing to be pregnant at my age, and we haven't even had a wedding or anything quite yet.
That's not a problem for me, though. How about once our kid is a bit older, we have that wedding?
Sure. I guess we can do that.
So I'm finally going to have a real family. I can't thank you enough for sticking through everything that's happened with me, Ellen.
Don't start thanking me for anything just yet. There is still plenty of time for me to leave you. But don't think that that's ever going to happen, because you're the love of my life, and I want to experience everything that marriage has to offer with you. A day or so after I last texted with Kira, the police were able to find her and arrest her at a gas station where she had been hiding in the bathroom from them. She had tried to call me from the county jail when she was booked, but was not able to get through to me as I went and muted her number. And after listening to the very long and rude voicemail she had left for me, I blocked her number completely, as well as the number from the jail, so that I'd never even have to think about her calling me again. Nobody ever paid the bail money that Kira had on her while she was sitting in county jail awaiting all of her trials to be completed, and in the end was sent to the state penitentiary by the judge, where she'll stay for the next 15 years. Of course, there won't be anyone going there to visit her during her stay, and she'll have to rot away knowing that this all happened because of her horrific actions. And when those 15 years are up, she's going to have something even more scary to face, and that's all the debt she's racked up from the settlements she had to pay. She'll be in her 40s by that point, and with a very small chance of finding any decent work then. I'm not sure she'll ever have all that debt paid off. In other words, the life of Kira is pretty much over with, and she has now started her descent into what is truly going to be hell for her. When things came to Kira's mother, she had to be transferred to a mental hospital after most of her burns were healed up, where she would stay for another few months receiving treatment for her shock. She developed PTSD to things like fire and wouldn't even go in the same room with a candle in fear that it could burn the whole place down at any moment. Luckily, she was able to be put on a drug to settle her nerves a little, but once she's out of there, she's still going to have years of recovery to go through before she can move around with her scarred skin causing her so much pain. As for David and myself, after 9 months had passed, we had our first baby together, and it's a healthy little boy. I'm sure having to raise a son, let alone any baby, is going to be tough for the both of us, but considering that David does have some experience with babies, I think I'll be alright. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Abby's pregnant again? Can you even believe that? I feel so defeated now because of that. Whose kid is she pregnant with right now anyway, right? She was supposed to be carrying my kid after all, Kalani.
Abby? Wait, are you talking about your ex-girlfriend, Abby? How can you even come to me talking about how your ex-girlfriend is pregnant, especially when we are this close to having our wedding?
What? Are you jealous that I'm talking about her or something? Stop being so overdramatic about an ex of mine.
No, this is not me being jealous, Nathan. I just don't find it very appropriate of you to be talking about your ex-girlfriend right now with me, especially about her pregnancy of all things. I really don't want to hear about her at all, okay?
Wow, I was only talking about her because I'm hoping that you'll get pregnant with my baby here soon too. Though honestly, I'm sure that her baby is gonna be a lot cuter than yours.
Nathan, are you freaking kidding me? Did you really mean what you just said to me there?
Come on now, Kalani, it was just a joke. But when it comes to Abby, she was known for being the most beautiful girl among all of her friends and family, so you really can't compete with a woman like her now.
Nathan, do you not even realize how rude you're being to me right now saying all of that? We are supposed to be getting married this weekend at our wedding. If you still want for that to happen, stop saying all of those hurtful things to me. I'm already feeling anxious about getting married as it is, and you talking to me about your ex being prettier than me and pregnant is surely not helping.
Why are you getting so upset about this? I'm gonna be marrying you. What more could you ask for from me?
I am asking for you to shut up about her. And didn't Abby cheat on you, and that's why the both of you broke up? I don't know why I'm having to say this right now, but you still wanting to talk about her so much makes me feel that you're hung up on her.
The only reason that ever happened is because that man she was with got her pregnant while she was with me, so she had to leave me. If that had never happened, her and I would still be together with one another right now, and that baby inside her would be mine.
The fact that you are even saying things like that right now to your fiancé is so wrong, Nathan. Even if you are meaning for all of that to be some kind of a joke, none of it is funny to me. It's all making me feel more and more uncomfortable, so cut it out, please.
All right, I'll stop. You know, Kalani, you are way too sensitive sometimes, you know that? All I wanted to do was let you know that she's pregnant with another kid, yet you shot the whole conversation about that down. If you really want to become my wife, loosen up a little bit and let me talk about my past lovers, all right?
What? I think I'm going to need to calm down for a little bit. I'll contact you back once my head isn't hurting so much, all right? And just don't do anything stupid before our wedding, please.
Nathan is staying out with me today, so I don't think he's going to be making his way back to your house tonight.
Wait, is this Abby? Since when did you get my phone number and everything?
I just got it from Nathan because I wanted to make sure things were all going okay between you and him.
And wait, what do you mean he's with you right now? I have no clue what's going on right now. Is Nathan really with you right now, Abby?
Yes, he is. As you may already know by now, I am pregnant with a baby, and I am in my last month of this pregnancy. I've been pregnant for a while now, but recently, my husband left on a business trip, and that's left me feeling a little worried about being home all by myself. I was thinking that something serious might happen to me, and I'll have nobody around to help. So that's why I gave Nathan a call and asked him to come here.
I see. So that's why Nathan hasn't really kept in touch with me all day today. You do realize that Nathan is my fiancé now, and that we're going to be getting married to one another really soon. And you're the one who is pregnant with your husband's baby. So don't you find it a little inappropriate to be having your ex-boyfriend over? I'm sure if your husband found out about Nathan being there with you, he wouldn't really like that.
Oh, boo-hoo. So this is what Nathan was saying by you being such a boring and dull woman.
Wait, Nathan said that about me?
Nathan also told me that he still prefers a woman of my type. Of course he should still prefer me, right? I'm far more pretty than you are, and know how to have fun time with my men. You, on the other hand, seem to be nothing but boring talk about things that are irrelevant.
And what exactly do you know about me, Abby? I happen to know a lot about you. Like how you dumped Nathan right after he found out you'd been cheating on him and got pregnant with another man. And now, you happen to have that husband of yours who has given you another baby and is probably thinking his wife would never have another man over. By the way, is that your second baby now?
No, it's my first, because I made sure to have that last one aborted.
Shocker. Now, do you really think it's okay to be calling my husband over to help you? How could that possibly be the right thing to do after everything you've done to him and after getting married to another man?
Are you just whining right now because you're jealous or something? How pathetic, Kalani. This is the exact reason why no men are really into you, you know. Anyway, you need to loosen up a little and let your fiancé have a little bit of freedom from now on. You wouldn't want to keep him away from the one person that can make him happy, would you?
Fine, you go ahead and keep him there, but tell him this one thing for me. Tell him to take a look at my phone and text me back, please. I have quite a few things I need to talk with him about. So after all that, you never even bothered to respond to me about any of what you were doing, Nathan. Are you sure you still want to marry me after all of that? Today is the day of our freaking wedding, and now I'm not too sure about you. Can you please tell me where you're at right now?
Sorry, Kalani, but I'm not going to be able to make it to the wedding today. Something really urgent came up, so I couldn't help but skip out to go and handle it.
What? What are you going on about, Nathan? What do you even mean you can't make it to your own wedding? We have been preparing for this for months now, and you're just going to blow it off like it's nothing? All of our guests are already gathered here and are ready to see you and I up on that stage.
I don't think that I can make it to the wedding feeling like this, and that's why I'm deciding to respond to you about them right now.
What is going on with you? What feelings are you talking about? And where do you have to be that is more important than our wedding? I could have sworn I saw you come in earlier around the same time as me and head straight to the changing room.
I was there, but I actually just had to leave a little bit ago.
Why did you have to leave? Tell me right now, Nathan, where did you end up running off to?
Just think about it, will you? The answer of where I needed to go is pretty clear if you just think about it. Now, as for that wedding, you tell everyone that I needed to leave for an emergency and that the wedding has to be postponed for a while.
You want me to postpone the wedding now? Are you freaking kidding me? What exactly do you want me to tell the guests this emergency was?
Well, you can't tell them where I really had to go, so just make something up. You could take care of all that, right? What I'm doing right now is what I've always wanted to do, so you, being my bride, have to let this happen for me.
I'm sorry, Nathan, but I'm not going to go around telling all the guests here today some random excuse about why you dipped and are delaying the wedding. Honestly, I'm still a bit confused about what the reason why you left myself. What kind of emergency came up that you had to leave for? Why won't you just tell me, Nathan?
All right, I'll tell you, geez. Abby, my ex-girlfriend, is about to give birth to her baby. And that right there is something I can't miss out on, all right? Our wedding and all that can wait, but me being there to watch her have her baby cannot.
Wait a second. Are you seriously saying that your ex-girlfriend's childbirth is more important than our wedding is? You are insane, Nathan.
You would never be able to understand. My bond with Abby is something I have never been able to have with anyone else in my life. Now I'm already on my way to the hospital and getting close to it, so you're gonna have to figure out some way to deal with all our guests.
Nathan, if you don't get your butt back here to this wedding right now, it's over.
Shut up already, Kalani. This is my choice, and there's nothing you can say to me about it. If you really want to become my wife, just shut your mouth and let me live out my dream with Abby.
What?
Do you even understand what is going on with her right now? My ex-girlfriend is going into labor, and I have to be there to take care of her as she fights a battle to have her baby. We can resume that wedding when I get back, so you and all the guests just wait for me.
All right, fine. Take your time there with Abby. I'll go and tell all the families and everyone who's here what happened.
Thank you. That is what I'd been asking for from you.
I mean, there's nothing left for me to say to you about this, Nathan. You go ahead and do whatever you want. After all, Abby is more important to you than anyone else, right?
Wow, you really do get it now. That's the way I was wanting you to understand things from the start, Kalani. And as for you letting me do what I want, thank you. That's how our marriage to one another is supposed to go, with you shutting your mouth and letting me do what I want. And if you can't do that for me all the time, I'll leave you and find someone who can do that for their husband.
Okay, say hi to Abby for me while you're there. And don't worry about all of us here at this wedding venue. Not that you were worried about us at all in the first place.
Goodbye. So I went all the way to that hospital to go and be with Abby while she had her baby. But when I got there, I was told by the jerk up front that only family members and relatives were allowed to go in and see her. Can you even believe something like that? I mean, I'm practically a part of her family, aren't I?
Well, technically, Nathan, you're not her family at all. So it makes total sense to me why they wouldn't let you go and see her.
Well, anyway, I'm coming back to the wedding venue now. I'll be there really soon as long as traffic isn't too bad on the way heading north. What's all been going on with you guys? Do you think you can get things started up for me before I come back inside?
I don't think I can, since this wedding's not happening anymore.
Wait, what? What are you talking about, Kalani? Don't tell me that one of the staff wanted the wedding canceled just because I wasn't there for it to start.
Well, actually, everyone here assumed that since you weren't here to marry me, that there was no point to delay the wedding.
Well, tell them all that I'm on my way now and that the wedding can start once I come through those doors. Are all our guests and everything still there waiting on me?
You must be thinking this is all some kind of dream right now, Nathan, because I have no idea what you're talking about. The wedding has been canceled. That's CANCELLED, not postponed. Do you not know how to read or something? Or can you just not tell the difference between those two words specifically?
Huh?
So you really don't get what's happened here, do you? Do you really think there's anyone out there that would want to be married to a man who leaves their own wedding to go and be with their ex who's giving birth? This wedding is canceled, and you and I getting married is all a thing of a past now. And as for all the guests, they've all left.
What? How can you just go and cancel our wedding like that? That was our wedding, not yours. There's no way you should be able to cancel it that easily without my consent as well.
Well, you're the one who ditched me on this wedding and ran off to be with your ex-girlfriend's side.
I was just going to support her.
Why do you keep saying that like it makes it okay for you to run off on our wedding day? Please, don't tell me you still think we can get married to one another after what happened here.
What are you talking about? We're supposed to be married already, Kalani.
How could that be, though? I never went and handed in any marriage papers with you to the courthouse, did I?
Wait, what? Why didn't you hand those papers in after we signed them? I thought you were going to do that for us before we had the wedding today.
You promised me we go and submit them to the courthouse together, Nathan. That was supposed to be yesterday, actually. But guess what you did instead? You bailed on me to go and see Abby. And then she called me later that day to tell me you were with her again and that we'd have to wait to get married. Do you remember that happening?
Were we supposed to go yesterday? Oh, crap! I really did promise you that we'd go and have the paperwork taken care of. I totally forgot about that.
Well, it's too late now because your last-minute cancellation on us today made something inside me finally click. I finally realized that you and I are not meant to be a thing. And honestly, I'm completely fine with things being this way.
What?
Thank you, Nathan, for being a no-show when the wedding was supposed to start today. You really saved me from having to marry a man who wouldn't have treated me the way I should have been treated. I can tell you right now, had we gotten married, it would have only been months before we got a divorce and really had to go through some tough crap.
Wait, what? Divorce? How are we supposed to get divorced if we never even went to the courthouse?
Are you even listening to me now, Nathan? Gosh.
This can't be happening to me. What am I supposed to tell my family about all of this? My boss and all of my colleagues were at the wedding today, too. What am I going to say to all of them about this? Kalani, what am I supposed to do about this?
Hey now, don't you worry about all of that. I already made sure to explain all of this to everyone that was at the wedding today.
What do you mean by explained everything to them? What all did you say happened between you and I?
I just told them the truth. I told everyone here the reason for why you had to leave, and that it was an emergency you couldn't afford to ignore. That you had to go to the hospital and be there with your ex-girlfriend as she gave birth to someone else's baby.
Why would you explain something like that to them? Now you've made it seem like all of this was my fault.
Well, who else's fault would this have been? Did you seriously think you could have spun this whole entire situation to make it seem like I was to blame for it? Ha!
So what you're saying is that this all was my fault. I was only going out to be with and take care of my ex-girlfriend. That's just the kind and caring guy I am, Kalani.
Oh, is that all it was? Well, good for you for being so caring, but you can go ahead and take care of all that kindness you have and give it to her because I'm done with you. Us being engaged is over with, and since we never went to the courthouse anyway, I don't have to do anything else besides cut ties to you, which makes us nothing more than complete strangers now.
What? Kalani, what are you going on about right now? Are you trying to ruin my reputation in my family and at work, all because you became jealous of me being together with my ex today?
No, it's way beyond me being jealous of things like that now. I'm not even interested in you anymore, Nathan, and I've kind of been that way toward you for a while now. Annoyed and disgusted by the way you talk to me and would always be going out with Abby.
Disgusted and annoyed by me? How dare you say that about your own husband?
You are not even my husband, you dumbass. Stop being so delusional and get a dang grip on reality before your fantasies swallow you up. We're not married, and we will never be now thanks to what you've been up to. It's over with, all of it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It
doesn't really matter if you do understand me or not because I'm out of here. So goodbye. Consider this the last thing I ever wanted to say to you.
But our wedding! Kalani, where have you run off to? I finally made it back to the wedding venue, and there isn't any of our guests or you here, other than my family, of course. I thought what you were saying earlier was all just a joke, but did you really want for this whole entire wedding to be canceled today? My parents are both furious at me now over what happened, and things are only getting worse the longer nothing happens. Can you please just come here and explain everything to them for me?
What else is there to explain to them? I already explained the reason as to why the wedding had to be canceled today, and that you and I never handed in our marriage papers to the courthouse.
But what about the cancellation fees for this wedding? Both my parents are pissed at me because they have to be the ones to pay it all off now. Why should they have to pay for something like the wedding being canceled? You're the one who went and canceled the damn wedding, so you should be getting forced to pay.
But it was your parents who agreed that they'd pay.
What? That was just them being kind to you. But now I have them both yelling at me to pay up since this wedding getting canceled was all my fault. Why should I have to pay for it?
Are you really that blind or something? You bailed last minute on your wedding with me today, all so you could be with your ex-girlfriend. It's only fair that you have to pay for that so-called luxury of yours.
I wasn't cheating on you or anything like that, though. I was just at the hospital trying to help and support my friend. What's so wrong with me being best friends with my ex anyway?
Funny, because I have proof that you were cheating on me, actually. I've gone and had a look at some of the messages you and her have been sending between yourselves.
No way.
Now, I suggest that you shut up and pay for the wedding's cancellation fees, Nathan. Unless, of course, you want me to get a lawyer involved in all of this, which then would inevitably make your situation far more worse for you in the end.
Well, wait, a lawyer? Why would you want to bring a lawyer into this situation? What are you trying to say I even did that was wrong? All I'd been doing was going over to my ex's place to hang out with her. I promise you that I never touched her or anything besides to feel her belly.
Go ahead and try to say that as your excuse to your parents then, Nathan. They've already seen the evidence I have on you as well, and will not be excited to see you still since don't want to come forward.
But my parents!
I've had far too much of your bullcrap now, and I can no longer sit here listening to it.
No, wait!
By the way, I found her husband's contact information, so I'll be letting him know about what all has gone down later as well. I'm sure it's going to break his heart to have to hear that his wife has been cheating on him while she's been pregnant, but it's better to learn this sooner rather than later.
Why would you do something like that, Kalani? Are you actually trying to ruin my life forever?
No, I would never want to ruin your whole entire life. I'm just letting him know in case he ever needs some evidence from me for a divorce from her. Haha. And maybe then you can finally have your ex back and won't have to be with her behind her husband's back.
No, wait, please don't do that!
But isn't this all what you were wanting, Nathan? To be with your ex again? I really hope this finally allows you both to be back together again, so you can both be happy.
Kalani, I'll stop seeing her, and I'll apologize for doing all of this to you. I'm sorry, so please, please don't leave me. I can't take care of myself without you in my life.
I'm sorry, but this is really goodbye this time. I really have had enough of you and your games, Nathan. So with this, I hope I finally set you free so that you can be back with your ex, as you both got together in hell.
So, it was you, wasn't it? You went and tattled on me to my husband about everything that happened. You are the worst woman ever, you. And I mean complete and literal scum.
How about you fix yourself before you start to call another woman scum? I never really did anything useless, as I was just going to him to let him know the truth. Now, I really don't have it in me to bother with you anymore. You had your baby now, so good luck to you and whatever happens between you and your husband next. I'm sure you'll have to say goodbye to him, but at least you'll still have Nathan around to support you, right?
I don't need something like Nathan around me. Do you have any idea how much money my husband is making right now? I would rather have my husband stay with me with all that money of his than some loser who hasn't even figured his own career out yet. You call my husband back right now and tell him that that was all a dream you had about me. Tell him you are sorry for making up a lie or something.
Not doing that. I never dreamed any of what happened, nor did I lie. Also, I've gone and screenshotted everything you just said about Nathan, and I'm sending this picture to him right now.
What? You're sending those to Nathan?
Consider this and him finally learning the truth about you. Anyway, good luck with whatever kind of hell awaits you next. You may look alright, but considering you are a total bitch, I'm not sure you'll ever have a good life again. But that has nothing to do with me now, does it? And with that, goodbye to you.
Kalani, how have you been doing? Do you think we could maybe get back together now?
Absolutely freaking not, you pile of trash. Now, what do you want with me?
I finally realized that I made some major mistakes. After having lost you, I finally figured it all out. I figured out that you're the only person for me.
Well, you opening your eyes to all of that now is way too late. You ended up being used by that woman as her toy, and you ended up thinking that she was really into you, even though that really wasn't the case.
That bitch. The moment her husband tore into her, she tore into me. She blamed me for her marriage to her husband going downhill and crashing, and now I'm having to pay a settlement to her husband. That's screwed up of the both of them, right? I was really just meant to stay with you. I should be married to you now and having the happiest time of my life.
And it wasn't just her that went and destroyed that future you had. You're also to blame for that, and it's time you take responsibility for it. Come on now.
Kalani, please don't get up and leave me like that. I need to have you in my life, Kalani.
But I don't need you in my life anymore. You go ahead and enjoy that life you've created for yourself now. Goodbye forever, Nathan. Have you finally realized just how painful it is to be played like a game? After that, I completely went and cut all ties to Nathan, and even made sure to block his number and everything just in case. According to what his parents had to tell me later, he did end up paying them back after they both went and paid for the entire canceled wedding. And they also said that he seemed genuinely sad about what happened and wanting to make things right, but what he'd done was too far for them, and they all disowned him not too long after. After that, Nathan was then forced to pay a settlement to the husband of his ex-girlfriend after they had both been together with one another behind his back. At this point, though, there was nothing left in Nathan's savings, and so he had to pay that man using borrowed money, which would mean he had a lot of debt to start paying off. Nathan has since been looked down on a lot by a lot of his friends, as well as by a lot of colleagues from his work, where he was later transferred to a whole new department and given a pay cut. I'm not sure whether that cut will last forever, but considering his boss hates people who cheat, since he had been cheated on himself, there's no way Nathan is getting back into the department he was in before. As for what's happened with Abby, I heard that she got divorced by her husband and that she had to end up moving back to her parents' house. She would also be forced to pay a settlement to her husband, as well as be forced to keep the baby, because the husband didn't have any attachments to it or anything since it was only just born. Nathan and her never did end up marrying one another, but it sure would have been perfect had they went and got married, considering they are both terrible people. I guess once they both realized that the other was bad, they fell out of contact and never even talked to one another again. Not that any of that really means anything to me though now, and I'm just happy that that all led to me not having to marry a cheating man. I've made sure that after that failed wedding to take some time off work so that I can relax for a bit and spend time back with my parents again. I was actually really looking forward to getting married a couple of months ago, but Nathan really changed my views on marriage after all the crap he pulled. I'm not too sure when I'll try dating again with the goal of getting married, but I'll give myself a few years so that I don't end up burning myself out. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. And we look forward to seeing you at the next story.